Yo, what's up guys? You got PokeaimMD here with another competitive Pokemon Sun and Moon moveset video guide, analysis, whatever you want to call it. This time we're going to be talking about Turtonator. Now before we get into the analysis, I just want to say there's a playlist down below. If you missed any of my previous moveset guides, I encourage you to go and check that out. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitch and Twitter. Those links are down below. Now, I was reading the comments of the last video where I discussed Alolan Dugtrio, and one comment really stuck out to me by our user Revenge. Revenge said, I love that you're doing these videos, but I feel like you're focusing a lot on OU. I would love to see how this particular mon can work in NU or in RU. And I think that with tiers coming out, I'm currently able to do that. So this time when we talk about Turtonator, we're going to be focusing on the RU tier, and I'll be talking about partners that work with that. But I do, as you can see on the screen, I do have an OU set. Now Turtonator, really interesting Pokemon. Fire and Dragon, so I love those typings. Shared with Reshiram. Has base 135 defense, which is his highest stat. Its second highest stat is his base 91 special attack and base 85 special defense. Unfortunately, has really low base 60 HP and pretty low attack at base 78 and even lower speed. But with its low speed, it can function well on Trick Room, and it does have a few little tricks that it has up its sleeve. On top of that, being Fire and Dragon has a bunch of immunities. Or excuse me, not immunities, but resistances, which would be Bug, Steel, Fire, Grass, and Electric. And it's only weak to 3 different types, being Ground, Rock, and Dragon. So, really cool Pokemon. And let's talk about the first set we have here. So, the first set we have is the RU Shell Smashing set. Now, RU has recently been released, but Turtonator has a pretty cool role in being a Shell Smash sweeper, because there are plenty of mons that can take hits from, Crobat, and just a lot of electric types in general. I feel like Turtonator definitely has the potential to be a good Shell Smash sweeper. So you're going to want to go Timid on this set. Timid max speed allows you to outspeed Pokemon such as Alakazam. You hit 376 speed, so you outspeed Alakazam, you outspeed Tauros, you outspeed all those Pokemon down there. I don't think Alakazam is going to be saying RU for long, but outspeeding that, outspeeding Absol and whatnot is very important in a sweeper. So he set a Shell Smash, Draco Meteor, Fire Blast, and Solar Beam with Grassium Z. That turns Solar Beam into Bloom Doom, which is 190 base power grass type attack, and that's really important because at +2, Turtonator can knock out Suicune. Suicune also being RU right now. Obviously, these are all going to be changed. There's no way Suicune's going to stay RU. There's no way Alakazam's going to stay RU. Swampert's also down here. Milotic's also down here. All of them fall to +2 Bloom Doom, which is why Grassium Z is on the set. An alternative is the Dragon Z to have Devastating Drake, to have a really strong Dragon type attack. That way you don't drop your special attack by using Draco Meteor. But I like Bloom Doom. I've currently been testing that a lot, and it's been putting in a lot of work for me. So again, Timid max speed, max special attack. The rest is just put into Spadef. But that allows you to outspeed Pokemon such as Alakazam, such as Absol after +2. And having good defenses, you can sit up on weaker physical attackers. Like I already mentioned, Crobat as an option. You can sit up on electric types in the tier. A lot of weaker physical hits, unboosted attacks you can take. Even anything that's neutral, more than likely going to be taking. So next up we have a spec set. Because it does have decent base 91 special attack, I decided to make a modest spec set, which I've been testing out. It also has a pretty decent special move pool. Obviously Draco Meteor and Fire Blast are your 2 options. By the way, alternatives are Flamethrower and Dragon Pulse, but they're just so much weaker. Fire Blast just has that potential. You guys know Metagross is in RU as well. That's another Pokemon that Turtonator can set up on in the RU tier. Again, RU is a little bit messed up. All tiers are determined by usage. And before I see a comment that says, oh man, this is why Smogon sucks because why is Metagross in RU? You gotta understand, these tiers are determined by usage. Because a lot of new toys came out with Sun and Moon, people were like, oh man, Mimikyu, oh man, Golisopod. Oh man, I mean, I was one of those people. Oh man, come on, I'm just naming like some of my favorite Pokemon. Oh man, this mon. They have been used a lot, so they're in the OU tier. Though not all those mons are in the OU tier. But that's how it is. So a lot of forgotten threats are just not used as much, and they have just fallen. But they will definitely either be banned or move up just by usage. So next up we have specs. Draco Meteor, Fire Blast, Focus Blast to be able to hit anything that takes on Draco Meteor and Fire Blast. Literally steel types, like I'm thinking about Heatran, Pokemon like Porygon 2, which can otherwise take the hit. 2 specs, Focus Blast can do a huge chunk to the defensive offensive. It's easily being 2-hit KO'd. And Hidden Power Grass is the last move, being able to hit Swampert, Milotic, Suicune, and Seismitoad. Though I think Draco Meteor does a lot more to them unless you're Swampert or Seismitoad's case, unless you're 4 times weak to it. Shell Armor is actually a really cool ability, by the way, that it has. I like it a lot on a Shell Smash set or even on any type of set because you just can't beat crit. So it's a really cool ability that it has. only ability, but I like the fact that it can't be crit. But specs is more about all-out attacking, maximize your special attack. The rest is put into speed. This allows you to outspeed Araquanid and Pokemon around that speed tier that generally don't run enough. I mean, you can drop a Drake on them. If they're not Assault Vest, you're going to be doing a ton. With Stealth Rock up, you knock them out. So next up we have a defensive set. Now a defensive set utilizes its base 135 special attack. That's 405 at max with a bold nature. And this set is pretty cool, because again, just with its natural resistances, it can take on Pokemon such as Mega Absol. It can take on even Tauros, burn that thing with Will-O-Wisp, and Flamethrower and Dragon Pulse. And on a defensive Mon, the fact that it can't be crit is amazing, because even though it doesn't have any recovery, Turtonator cannot be crit. I would definitely pair this with a Wish Passer. I feel like Alomola is a very solid Mon. That's another Mon scenario, and Alomola is a pretty solid Mon to pair with. You get the Wish Pass, and also it spikes. Again, I will be talking about teammates, but those are just some things you can think about as you're looking at this set. But the idea of this set is burn your opponent with Will-O-Wisp, burn a physical attacker, maybe like a Feraligatr, maybe like a Tauros, things like that, and then Flamethrower and Dragon Pulse to wear them down. You could also run Hidden Power Grass on this set. Roar is there to shuffle your opponent around if they're like a Dragon Dancing Pokemon. Though Dragon Dancing Pokemon, you don't want to take on Haxorus. You're not going to take on Haxorus. Though you can phase it around, and that racks up with Spikes damage. So this is more of a defensive set. You can run Toxic on this set as well. You can run Toxic Protect. That's definitely an option on this set. If you don't want to run Will-O-Wisp. But I like Will-O-Wisp because you're physically defensive, so you're going to be taking on physical attackers anyway, and then you can burn them, cripple their physical attack with Will-O-Wisp. Now, Turtonator does have a pretty cool niche, being Fire and Dragon type, so that does resist a pretty key Pokemon. I think in the future we'll see Zard Y. Obviously being resistant to Fire is really cool because that allows Turtonator to potentially function in OU. So this is the OU Assault Vest set. This set is designed to take on Heatran and Charizard Y, also living a Specs Hydro Pump from Greninja and knocking it out after Stealth Rock with Draco Meteor. The set is Stone Edge, Draco Meteor, Flamethrower, and Earthquake. It is designed to take on Zard Y, so the 28 attack investment with a Quiet Nature ensures that you knock out Zard Y with Stone Edge. Here's the calc right here. 28 attack investment, Zard Y dies 101 to 119. That's the minimum you can go. After that's 99.9. So 28 just ensures that it does go down. Draco Meteor does a crap load to Greninja. Flamethrower is your main stat. I mean, you can be able to check Pokemon like Scizor, Flamethrower them. You can Flamethrower Celesteela, your max attack invested. And Earthquake is there to be able to 2-hit KO Heatran, which would otherwise wall your set. So it does have a pretty cool niche, especially as an Assault Vest user. I don't know why this Pokemon didn't get Rapid Spin. I feel like it has a shell. I don't know. I have no idea why. It didn't get Rapid Spin there. I have no idea why this Pokemon didn't get Rapid Spin. It reminds me of Torkoal, but they decided not to give it Rapid Spin. But the Assault Vest set, pretty cool. It can check Greninja, like I said, if it didn't take any stuff damage. But it's mainly there because it can check Zard Y, and it can check Scizor, it can check Heatran, all of which are, at least Scizor and Heatran are very prominent threats currently in the OU tier. And Zard Y is just going to be, later on as the metagame progresses and Pokemon are banned and stuff shifts, people will start using Zard Y again. It was UU actually for a little bit before it got banned. Good riddance. That mom was nasty down there. But it does have a little cool niche of being an OU Assault Vest user. And a few other options that this Pokemon has. You can run Life Orb on maybe like an RU Shell Smash set, or maybe a Trick Room set like Specs with like Quiet Nature or things like that. Dragon Tail is also a cool option over Roar, but with a lot of fairies running around, I actually like Dragon Tail less than Roar. Explosion can be used on maybe like a Choice Band set or like on a Shell Smash set to be able to beat like a physical wall such as Blissey at +2. And Bulk Up is also an option, maybe like on a sub Bulk Up set. It does have, Dragon Claw as a physical move. It has, I guess, Flame Charge is other physical attacking move. I don't think it has Fire Punch. But those are the options that this Pokemon does have. A few cool partners. Araquanid is a great partner. Obviously, Turtonator does resist electric type attacks for it, and Araquanid just plows through everything that Turtonator... Like, the fact that Turtonator, if it's a Shell Smash set and has Bloom Doom, can get rid of bulky water types, Araquanid loves that, because then it can just spam Liquidation. Lucario, again, is a great offensive partner. It appreciates the fact that Bloom Doom Turtonator can get rid of Pokemon such as Alomola, such as Suicune, such as Swampert, Pokemon that can take a +2 close combat from Lucario and threaten it back with Scalds or Earthquakes respectively. Frostlass provides Spike support, which can either help the Shell Smashing set or the defensive set either phase them or sweep, as well as being a spin blocker. Likewise, or the opposite, Crobat can provide defog support as well as a ground immunity, which obviously Turtonator is weak to. So it can provide defog support, help take on Pokemon that Turtonator might have trouble with, but mainly just provide that defog support. Swampert, resist rock, and can pretty much take anything that's coming out at Turtonator, as well as get up Stealth Rock for it and help Turtonator sweep. And then Togekiss can take on Pokemon such as Haxorus, which are also in the RU tier, that otherwise threaten Turtonator. A lot of them are running Devastating Drake right now, Z-move, Swords Dance. They can run Poison Jab, but Togekiss provides defog as well as that Dragon immunity. And just provide support for Turtonator. So those are just a few options. I mentioned Alamola before, as well as a Wisp Passer on a more defensive set. These are just a few options that Turtonator does have. It's a really cool Pokemon. I've really enjoyed the RE Shell Smash set. You will be seeing the showcase up at 4 p.m. as well as another video up at 5:30 p.m. So I hope you guys are excited for that. Of course, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, do your thing. Hope you learned something. I like the RE tier. It's really crazy right now, but Turtonator has really been a fun Pokemon to use. Also, I would mention Flash Cannon because it hits Diancie, which is also in the RE tier, regular Diancie, and Togekiss. But I like Bloom Doom because it hits them as well. But in any case, thank you everybody for watching. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe, do your thing. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. Those links are down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, friends.